welcome the audience to New Generation Women, and I'm Janine van Zenos. In Bavaria, we are still locked down, and the plan was originally until April 2nd. I heard today that it might be extended to April 20th. Now, that really pissed me off, and I have to say it as it is. And I cannot even take longer walks because of my torn ligaments, but a part of that, the fact is our parks in Munich are so overcrowded, people are bumping into each other, that I think, what is the point of being locked down when that is happening? Now let's see what's happening in England. Our love warrior today is a real warrior when it comes to her kids and her clients. Originally from Switzerland, she is now living with her husband and her kids close to London. She is a mother of two beautiful, lovely, small, young daughters. And she's working as a LinkedIn trainer and a business mentor for coaches and consultants. Warm welcome, dear Cécile Jemmett. Hello.
Oh, thank you, Janine. Thank you for having me.
You've made this time happening, although it's your birthday of your little daughter, isn't it?
Yes, of my big one. Yes, she turned 6 today. I don't know how that happened, where the time has gone, but it is a milestone, I think, for all of us.
And you had already a Prosecco, and we said before we started recording, and I think this is so important, because I've never heard a working mom saying, I love the birthday parties of my kids. I never heard that. So how are you dealing with it?
Yeah, see, so, I mean, let's face it, they are hard work. And you know what? We do it to ourselves, isn't it? It's not the kids that demand the big parties. But yes, no, we had a big party planned. And I like to make the parties for the adults as well. So yes, the Prosecco, we have loads.
Good for you.
Exactly, we're on lockdown as well.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm glad we've got that stock, stashed away. But yeah, no, I like to make parties about the adults as well. A little bit difficult today. We did one of those virtual parties, and it was awesome.
You did? How did it go?
Yeah, just over Zoom. It was like a group thing, and the whole group sang happy birthday. I actually, just before our call, I posted a little video snippet of it onto LinkedIn, of course, where else. And yeah, have a look. It's really good. It works.
How many people were online? So who was singing happy birthday?
Well, there must have been at least 30 people.
Wow, you had it all online?
Yes,
online?
All on Zoom, all online. And we had an entertainer do a little, a little party with them. It was all in all, it was just 30 minutes.
Happy birthday to you.
But we had to move everything downstairs into the kitchen, the whole computer. You'll see the video. It was a lot of work still, even if it was virtual, but it was worth it. She had an absolute blast. And you know what? I was actually getting quite emotional about the effort people made.
Yes.
And of course, you know me, Janine, I was all prepared, Swiss style, right? So she had her cake, homemade cake and everything, but there's no way we could have eaten the whole cake. So we put it all on the veranda for people to come by and pick it up. And it's amazing how many people actually showed up. And yeah, it was.
You did. What a nice idea. So you put it on the veranda so people can go by, that you still keep the distance and still keep safe for everybody. And then they pick up their pieces of cakes. I love that.
Yeah, their cakes and their goodie bags. Kids parties nowadays get a little goodie bag and the cake. And I was really upset and thought, oh, it's all wasted. But it wasn't. People showed up. People picked it up. People made an effort to show up. And it's just... It's the nicest thing. Obviously, it's for my girl, but it's just seeing the community, from school, from the neighbors, and it was amazing. It was really not just for her amazing. It was for us amazing to see as well.
I totally understand that. That also made me so emotionally. Also, when I started the whole story movement, everybody was ready to do it. And I have an artist friend, and she just she's 55, so she just divorced from her husband, and she is now picking up her pieces and is becoming an artist, her dream, after all those years. And she is getting so popular right now, and it makes me so emotional because I know how hard her struggle was, because this is her time. She's giving so many online concerts, birthday parties as an artist. She's singing in Spanish, in German, in Dutch, and in English. And I love that. I love that certain people have at the moment the opportunity to show their skills and to connect on this way. And I'm a dancer, as you know. Now I have torn ligaments, so that is a hard part. But the good part was that our choreographer put up an online community. And everybody was joining, also people who moved away from Munich, came back from England and from America and from Spain. And when he wanted to say bye, he got so emotional. He started crying and he just couldn't stop. And I was crying too. It was so it was so wonderful how people are connecting in such creative, spontaneous and beautiful ways.
Yes, it is amazing. And obviously I hang out a lot on LinkedIn and I see all these posts about people being annoyed about people trying to sell and so on. And I'm just thinking, but on the other side, there's at least as many, if not more people who are really so generous, giving out free advice, giving out free calls, their time, their energy, their knowledge, just to help people get started online. And I think this is something, I always look at the positive side of things, as you know, anyway, but this is really important to me, that there's not everyone is a thug out there. There's people, so many people that really are genuinely want to help people. And I think it's amazing. To me, this whole thing, as weird and surreal, yes, and everything it is, I see it as a massive opportunity for families, for the way of thinking of organizations, of the individual. I think I look at it with a very, very positive, open eye. I
have the same. And of course, there are so many assumptions going on and nobody really knows what's going to happen. So let's face it. Everybody is making assumptions, trying to get a handle on it in order to feel more secure. But I can sense it. And I locked myself down from news, and that was a very good decision. So my own bubble, and I really see it as my soul gym. And to take it as a time of growth, and of course, habits and old stuff is coming up. And sometimes it's uncomfortable, also because I'm really isolated and my partner is in a different space. But I really have to say, I said, okay, Janine, you knew that not everything is comfortable and challenging, but this is such a great opportunity. And some systems might break down and some habits and thought systems might break down so that the new is going to happen. And I see it as you professionally as a huge opportunity, and also for people globally as a huge opportunity. What is happening in England when I say, when the weather is nice, but also when we have no rain, the parks and the streets in Munich are pretty packed. And people are bumping into each other, which makes it almost uncomfortable going out. What's in close to London happening? You're living in a more little village and not in the city.
Yes, I live in a town about an hour outside, but obviously we do follow what's happening around us. And in London, people were just ignoring it for a long time. So they had to really, really lock them down. So we see people being questioned on the road, on the streets, why they are out. So it has really cleared up, and which is good to see. Whereas where I live in Tunbridge Wells. That's about an hour, like I said, outside central London. And here, people, they conform. They stay home. Yes. So it's pretty. So we go for our hourly walk every day to get out and get our exercise and air our minds. And it's empty. It's really empty. As soon as there's like 4 or 5 people in the vicinity, you're like, oh my God, it's really crowded. Let's go home. So it's just something, isn't it?
I so get it. And I have my home trainer. I can do a little bit home trainer, on very easy, a very easy way. And I do Pilates. So I have my window open. And as a dancer said, well, now finally I can work on all the stuff that you always wanted to work for, like working on my feet. So there's so many stuff that I have to work on, strengthen. And I would never take the time now, but now I do every day my Pilates, and I can feel that I'm strengthening. I do it with an open window. So I highly recommend doing yoga or Pilates. There's great stuff online. I'm happy to share some of my links. It's really good. And also there people are making efforts and they are sharing their links.
Oh, amazing, yeah.
That is really amazing. And I think we will never, ever forget this time. It will be
it's history.
Printed in history. Yes, that's what I want to say. How are you doing as a working mom? Now let's share your craziest situation, because I know this will give relief to so many working moms who are working at home, having kids or little kids at home.
Yeah, so mine are 6 and almost 3. And it's, you know what, I'm really lucky that I've got my husband here, and he works as well, but because we're on different natural clocks, it's quite easy to get, so basically we take turns. So the mornings I'm more productive in the morning, he's more productive in the evening. Or also he, for me, after 7 o'clock, I can't get a straight sentence out. So for me, putting the girls to bed, for example, that would be a killer. I put them to bed, I want to go to bed, or all I can do is watch a bit of TV, and that's it. Whereas he can get up and just keep going. But he's very grumpy in the morning, so he usually does breakfast with them, and I do my first kind of hour and a half. It's really healthy, actually. I think all my friends, they don't like to listen to me anymore, because I'm like, I love it. It's so healthy. I'm the most relaxed I've ever been. I'm so productive still. And yeah, it kind of just works. But ask me again in 2 weeks, that might be different.
And how are your kids seeing? Do they really do they accept the boundaries when you're working or when your husband is working? Do they get it and understand it?
Well, it's interesting because our house is very unpractical. We've got quite a few steps in our house, and it's one thing that is a bit annoying usually, but now it's actually helpful, because I'm at on the top level. It's about 5 flights of stairs to get up here, and no one wants to get up here unless they have to. So it's fine. It's good. It kind of works. But again, it's all still new, and everyone's kind of making an effort. But what really surprised me is, I asked Ella, my 6-year-old, I asked her whether she's upset that she can't go to school, and she's like, no. And I said, well, do you miss your friends? And she's like, yeah, but I'm just so happy to be home. And then I asked my 3-year-old, or almost 3-year-old, and I said, do you want to go to nursery, or do you want to stay with mummy? And she's like, immediately, mummy. And it just makes me think and, reflect on the lives that we've been leading, because Luke's commuting to London, he works in the city, and we never see him in the week, because he leaves early in the morning, and by the time he's back, at least 50% of our children are asleep. And yeah, for like just getting those 3 hours back, that's kind of more time that we've got them before, and not the running to and from schools. It's interesting. I do think it will really, really change the way of thinking. For my husband, it has already. He's always said, oh, my industry, he works for a broker. He's like, oh, my industry, they can't work from home. And now he's like, you know what? I'm actually building a trading platform here, and it works, and I can do it. And I think his company has to rethink as well, because
I totally get this. I also think that home office will have a very different way. Also that we don't travel so much, that, also fly so much, that people are starting to understand that webinars are possible, that online home office is possible. And I remember that we did last year a lot of webinars, my partner and I, was Netherlands. And half of the people were not joining because they said they don't like webinars. And I said to the HR leader, I said, this is going to be the future. You better might, have to how far. And now we even took Switzerland online, and we were just supposed to be in Switzerland, and it really works well. You have to just be creative with this tool, and you can create intimacy online, people are reaching out. So I so get this. And I also think it's no surprise that your kids are acting that way. There's so much stuff going on and so much information, and the intensity and speed in the world has been so out of balance that people, and especially kids, want to ground and, just have this cozy place of ease and realness and just feeling more grounded.
Simple. We live such a simple life, but we're having, like a little bit like all right, my upbringing might have not been the classical upbringing, but you know, it's like having meals together, having the same meal as well, because it's also, you know, I do have to also see it for myself, reflecting on my own habits of, I never thought I was wasteful, but now I think, oh no, I was actually wasteful in certain ways. And we're not wasting any food now because I don't want to go shopping. So it's like, you know, you just think different. And I mean, yes, the environment, I think, is a massive opportunity for the environment to breathe again as well.
Yes.
And it's just, and we're actually paying attention because we've got the time and space to take notice and not just work and function and, you know.
Oh, I so get you. I so get you. And lots of people have told me it's a gift of time. And I think, like, if I hear this one more time, I just smash my computer out of the window, because I've never been so busy. And my passage is going on until April 8th, and then I can hopefully breathe and exhale. But I hear this also from other girlfriends. I've never been so busy, because we, as I said, we have put everything online, and we were supposed to be a few weeks later in different countries. And now everything had to immediately happen online to take the time in a most effective way that people would take this bubble as their growth time personally and in their companies and their families. To close this wonderful talk with you, we could talk ages, but I know you have to go back to your birthday party, and I have to go keep on doing my work. What is going on in you personally? How do you take this time to grow for yourself as a woman?
For me, it's just getting clarity what my priorities are. I think that obviously works in my business, but also for me personally, where I really want to put my energy in. And to be honest, this whole thing also puts spotlights on areas or people in my life where I shouldn't have put energy into, and others where I should have put more energy into. And I think in that sense, there is some clearing up that I'm doing at the moment. And some of it is painful. Some of it is a real breather. But yeah, I think, it is such a monumental time that it would be weird if it didn't affect us personally. And I think also, like reconnecting with the husband, because we've actually got time to share our thoughts more than before, where it was more like, all right, I have to go around, pick up the kids. What are you doing? Do you want anything for dinner? It's not these kinds of conversation. They just go deeper. And I mean, my husband, he's my best friend anyway. And I didn't realize how much I missed him just being around. And it's just nice. It's just, for us, I mean, I keep saying it, and I know you can't hear it anymore, but it is a gift of time and a gift of bandwidth for everyone.
I absolutely understand. I mean, apart from the fact that my partner is outside, of course, no, but just keep saying that it really is going into my sensitive point right now. But I totally understand this. I mean, especially when you have kids with 2 small children. And I always make sure that I do have downtime with my partner. I do have the deeper conversations. Sometimes we are kidding or we are joking, and sometimes I'm not making a joke. I make it really serious when he's just talking about, what he's getting for food or what's doing for dinner. And I say, no, you can have this talk with anybody. So what is it, what you want to tell me? Who are you right now? So I'm anyway only interested in the real conversations and not the one he can have with anybody. And he has been in a more functioning relationship with his little daughters when they were small. So that was about who is going to do shopping, who is going to do the kids. And I think there is this real danger for a couple to lose themselves in those, how to make it work when everybody is ambitious and has a vision and a purpose at work and has also a vision in conscious parenting. So I really see the gift of time also for families, and I know that you use it wisely. So thank you so much for making this time available. Give a big, big hug to Ella. I know you don't want to get her upstairs because then she is there all the time and you cannot get her. So just please send the video that we can integrate it. I would love to have the birthday party as this video.
I'll send it over right now.
And dear audience, wherever you are, keep safe, keep healthy, stay tuned. We are going to Denmark, Copenhagen next time. Thank you so much for watching. Until then, bye-bye.